The path is your own journey.
Right.
The initiate has to go on its own journey. And you can't take nothing with you. And you at the goddamn crossroads. And the crossroads is, are you ready to go to the next level?
Yeah.
Because guess what? I can't take you to the next level. You got to make that decision.
Alright, so this is pretty much just a reminder to myself and to who's ever listening, right? You do have the right to remain silent. That's one of the most dopest things I've ever heard. And the police tell you that. They tell you, yo, you got the right to remain silent. Why do they tell you that? They tell you that because they're telling you got the right to not add on to your motherfucking sentence or add on to your accusations. You need to go to an expert. You need to go to a lawyer. You need to go to somebody that you could consult with and then deal with your issues moving forward in the right manner, right? So we need to take that same thing and apply it spiritually. So, it be days you wake up and you feeling, just on the wrong side of the bed. You're emotional. You might got a lot on your mind. You might just really be dealing with a lot in your life on a day-to-day basis. You might have a lot of things pulling on you and pushing you, right? And we got to understand the nature of our ego and the nature of our mind. The nature of our mind is to try to figure shit out. It's to try to come up with the answers. It's to try to do anything and everything to make us feel some level of comfort and stability within our own mind. So we'll come up with a million justifications for why whatever's going on is going on. And that might not even be the case. 9 times out of 10 is not the case. So I understand that no book, no information, no lecture, no guru, nobody outside of you is going to be able to bring the understanding to you the way you just being able to sit with yourself and stomach it. Make space for misunderstandings within yourself. Make spaces for confusion. Let confusion be okay. Because if you let confusion be okay, then clarity don't got no choice but to just arrive suddenly. I've done this 1,000 times, and it's crazy because myself, I'll forget. I'll be out here fighting wars that don't even need to be fought, that I could have just brought into a silent space and it could have stayed there. And the thing about silence that I'm learning along this spiritual path is this. Silence has a wisdom because it's all there is. It's really all there is silence. When you shut the fuck up, when you close your eyes, it's just silence. You're there, but silence is there already. You feel what I'm saying? And we got to understand that when we feel in a certain type of way, when we think in a certain type of way, everything that we do in action moving forward is going to be filtered out through those avenues. So how do we avoid this? We avoid it by not avoiding it. We avoid it by just sitting and chilling and letting it be all right. Preferably in silence. If you got music or whatever the case may be, if that's a little bit better. But the more you're able to just be with yourself, raw, natural, naked, the more spiritual strength you're going to build. And a lot of the things that happen in your life and happen in the world not going to be able to outweigh you no more. And it's like the toughest thing to tell anybody. It's like, yo, so I got these problems and I got these issues. And I'm like, yo, well, if you just go seek some silence and stop seeking more information, stop seeking the answer so much, you will find that it'll naturally just take care of itself. And I was reminded of this through another YouTube video that I was listening to. I was reminded, like, damn, I have been falling off my regimen of just being, making that time for myself and spending time alone and spending time in silence and allowing shit to just integrate. Like I said, silence has a wisdom. So a lot of the things you dealing with mentally and spiritually and physically and shit like that, just by allowing it space, the answer will reveal itself. And a lot of times the answer comes as a silent answer. Sometimes the answer comes as seemingly no answer. Sometimes we need to just stop seeking answers and understand that we on a quest. You feel me? We already on a quest, so we don't need to ask questions all the time. We don't need to put our mind in overload and just think we're going to defeat the whole world in one day with our mind, with our egos. You know what I mean? Because I was feeling like shit the morning of whenever I'm putting this out and recording this, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. So I did nothing. But I did make a note. I said, I'm going to just feel like this till I don't feel like this no more. I'm going to just chill with it. I'm going to just go along my day. I'm going to just move throughout my day with some level of silence. I let a silence build in between how I'm feeling in my body, how I'm thinking in my mind, and my emotions. I gave it space. I stopped seeking the answer. Because like I said, seeking be the problem. Now imagine you seeking something you already got the answer to. Imagine that. Like how people always looking for God, and I be trying to help them understand, like, yo, you ain't gonna find God but through yourself. Everything else is gonna be secondhand smoke. Everything else is gonna be a concept of God. It's gonna be some spiritual, religious context about God. It might be close, but no cigar. You'll never know until you experience it yourself. And the greatest avenue to experience God is to be quiet, to exercise your right to shut the fuck up and remain silent. And when I say that, I mean, give up the fight of trying to figure it out. And you'll see for yourself. You'll be like, damn, the problem I thought I had, the issue that I was dealing with on an internal level has lightened up. It don't feel that extreme no more. It don't feel that immediate no more. Even if it's really immediate in real life, it's all about how we approach things. That's what you start to realize on your path. It's not about always coming to a resolution, always coming to a conclusion. It's more about how you approach it, because how you approach it is how it's going to resolve, dissolve, or just handle itself. And I teach this in basketball too. I always tell people how you start your move is how you finish. So if you start your moves timid, if you're moving around timid, your layup gonna be timid, your jump shot gonna be timid. People, the other team, the other players, your competition gonna see that you're a timid player. And that's all our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions really be seeking. They be seeking to understand, and they be just seeking somewhere that they could find some comfort at, some silence at. And it be through us. We got to give that permission. We got to be able to snap out of the illusion and say, oh shit, let me just allow this to be. Allow myself to chill the fuck out. Allow myself to relax and just be. Because when we're dealing with things on a day-to-day basis, we could forget that we're human beings, and we could turn into human doings and think that we got to figure everything out. And when we come to the realization time after time after time again, how many times have you did your best to think through some shit? How many times have you tried your best to go out and handle it and fix it yourself and do it and come up short? And 9 times out of 10, create even more frustration, create even more problems for yourself. So when you allow yourself to be, you allow things to be, then being you, being in your own body, being in your own mind become a luxury, and it become less of a turbulent journey. And this is what, like I said, deep down inside in your subconscious mind, this is what you want. In your heart, this is what you want. This is all you want. Everything else is secondary, I'm telling you. We all have desires, we all have dreams and shit like that, but I'm talking about ultimately, we really just want to be content. We really just want to be satisfied. And until we understand that we are the ones that is going to bring that satisfaction, and we are the only ones that can bring that satisfaction, we're going to forever be seeking, we're going to forever be lost, and we're going to forever be discontent. So, make time for nothing. Make time for silence. Make time for letting shit be. Make time for saying fuck it. And you could come back to it. It'll still be there, but your approach would be different.